everybody. Welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site for learning classic rock and pop songs on this lovely little 8-stringed instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and in this video we're going back to the Britpop era and one of the biggest hits from that era in the late 1990s. This one's called Bittersweet Symphony, and I'm going to give you the mandolin version of this tune. It's kind of my own interpretation, but I think it sounds really lovely on the mandolin, and it's a really fun song to play. Very, very simple. Although I'm going to give you some of my own chord voicings for this one that maybe you haven't seen before, and that'll make this song even more fun, all right? But first, before we get to that, a little bit of business. If you're new here, thanks very much for checking us out. We really appreciate you coming by RPM. But if you're new, don't forget to hit that little red subscriber button on the way out. It really helps this channel continue to grow. And if you are a satisfied returning subscriber, thanks very much for coming back once again. But please check out all of the links down below. There's a bunch of things there that you can, purchase to help your own mandolin playing, including some of the products that I endorse, and as well as a link to this mandolin, this great Johansson mandolin. Also, you can take a look at my courses, my video courses, which are still $29.99 for 16 video lessons. Take you right from the beginning to intermediate level mandolin. It's called Learn Rock and Pop Mandolin, and the link is down below in the description box. Also down there, a link to our Patreon page where you can get tab for mandolin songs like this one and many others over there. Some of those tabs are not available anywhere else on the internet. At least I haven't seen them because I've created many of them myself, all right? So check it out for a very low cost. You can become a member of our Patreon team. But that's enough business for now. Let's take a look at the song by the Verve called A Bittersweet Symphony, mandolin version, here on RPM. All right, Bittersweet Symphony is very, very easy. Only a few chords for you to play all the way through the song. In fact, only 4 chords to play right from the beginning to the end. All right, so I'll show you the chords first, and then I'll give you I'll give you my take on that lovely little melody mandolin version that you can play as well. Basically on 2 different places on the neck as well. I'll show you 2 different versions of it that you can use. Okay, so what are the chords for this song? Well, let's start off with the E chord right here, your basic E chord, cowboy E if you must. And I'm playing it down here. 1st fret of your G string, 2nd fret here of your D, 2nd fret of your A, and open E, right? So you're just like that. And your strumming pattern is just 2 beats on each chord. 1, 2. All right, then I'm going to this chord here. And you're going to say, wow, what's that chord? That sounds really unusual. It looks really unusual. In fact, it's only 1 finger. I'm using only 1 finger, this one, to fret this chord. And what is it? Well, it's actually a version of a B minor 7th chord, B minor 7. All right, and you could play the B minor 7 like this, right? But I don't like the sound of that closed chord. I like this lovely, lush, open chord here, which utilizes or employs 3 open strings, but it gives you a nice singing kind of tone, all right? So what is that? Well, I'm putting my middle finger here at the 4th fret of the G. That's it. And all the other strings are open. Your D, your A, and your E, they're all open. All right, so going from the E chord, you hear the sound of that nice B minor 7 chord? There you go. And so all of those notes are in the B chord as well. So that's the 2nd chord. Okay, so let's take it from that E to the B minor 7, right? Really nice open sounding chord, as I said. Then we're going to just move that finger down a couple of frets to the 2nd fret. And again, just 1 note is fretted here. It's your 2nd fret of the G string. And once again, all of those strings are open. All right, now what's that chord? Well, that's a D sus2 chord. And it's like your cowboy D, like that, only I'm not putting that finger down on the E string. I'm leaving it open, and that E note is actually the 2 in a D scale, right? So it's the D sus2 chord. So here, listen to how this sounds with these lovely, lush, open chords. Right? Really nice ringing, singing chords for you on the mando. Then I'm going just to an A chord. All right, so from that D sus2, I'm just pulling in this finger on the 2nd fret of the D. Now I've got your A string, right? 2nd fret, open, open. That's it. those are the 4 chords that I'm using throughout this song. All right, so watch, like this. So it's pretty much the easiest chord strumming pattern you're ever going to encounter on the mandolin. A couple of these chords have only 1 finger, right? But I love the sound that these chords give you, and I think they sound the most authentic to the original guitar track of this tune. I mean, you could just play it with closed chords like this, right? E and then B minor 7 like that. And then you could play the D chord. Well, that's not really a closed chord, but it's a cowboy chord. And then your A, so you could do this. Okay, and that sounds pretty good, except I kind of muffed that A chord, but it sounds pretty good, right? Like that. But listen to the difference when I play these open chords. That sound much better? You can even slide your first finger like that. Just slide that first finger down here, 4th fret, 2nd fret, and then the A chord. All right, so one more time, it's E, and then B minor 7, and then D sus2, and then an A chord. That's it. That's all the chords you need to know for this song. All right, now taking a look at that cool little melody, it goes... Right? Isn't that beautiful on the mandolin? All right, and it's basically just a variation of an E chord to start off with. That's one way to play an E. That's kind of an E voicing there, and I'm just using those 2 notes there. So it's the 6th fret of your D string. We're starting off on fret number 6 right there. Okay, so I'm just going up and down to the 2nd fret there of the A string. All right, so just like that. And then I'm just pulling that off to an A note, and I'm moving this finger down to the 4th fret, here, like this. And you can even let them ring out together as a nice sustainy double stop sound, right? So once again here, so, right? Then I'm just gonna slide up to here. Isn't that cool? All right, again, you can just keep that finger locked down and it'll ring out over both of those other notes, right? Okay, so what's that? Well, you're putting your 3rd finger on the 7th fret of your D string, and then you're putting your 2nd finger on the 5th fret of the A string, okay? So, or you could do it like this. You could use your 1st finger there as well. In fact, I probably did that, didn't I? So, yeah, maybe it's better. Use your 1st finger there on the 5th fret because you want to slide it down 1 to the 4th fret for the next chord, right? So, okay, so you're just going 5, 7, 5, and then 4, 7, 4. Okay, so one more time, that lick, it goes... And again... Right, and with that little... E double stop. And again, you can let those chords ring out to really bring out the beauty of it, the sound on the mandolin. Like that. You can even hit that chord together, right? And then this one. That sounds really cool if you just kind of strum it a little bit when you're hitting it. So but you could just hit the notes individually as well. They also work like this. Could do that as well. Whatever you want, it's your choice, but I think it's a really lovely little melody that works nicely on the mandolin for this song. Okay, now you could play that little melody up higher, an octave higher, to give you another version of it, and it sounds pretty cool. And actually, I think that's where it's played on the original track on the keyboards, up here. Sound familiar? Right, like that. So what's that? Well, I'm going from the, and this is all mostly played on the E string, all right? So 4th fret of the E, right? 4th fret up to the 7th fret here, and then slide this finger over to the 5th fret, And now you're going down to the next string. You're going down to the A string there, and that is the 9th fret. Okay, so you're slowly, it goes. So 4, 7, 4, 5, 9, 5. Is that 9th? 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9th fret there. Okay, so pretty easy, huh? And again, you can keep both of those fingers down to let them both ring out. Again, to give you a lovely little double stop on the mandolin. Okay, and then we're going to slide all the way up to here. Okay, so that is the 10th fret now. The 10th fret on the E string, and then 10 down to 5, like that. And then 9 down to 5, just like that. So, and you can either use your pinky to reach that, or you can use your 3rd finger. Whatever you like, okay? Whatever you can reach it with. So let's play that lick again. Yeah, I found it's easier there with my pinky coming off that note. It's easier just to grab it with your pinky like that. So one more time. You see? And you can end it there on the 7th fret of your E string. And one note there, you slightly pause at the beginning of this lick, all right? You don't go flying right into it. You give it a slight pause like this. 2, 3, 4, and here. See, you pause there. I'll do it on the low one too. 1, 2, 3. You see I paused a little bit? And when you're chording, the chord comes first, and then you, so, like that. Like whoever's playing with you. If you're playing with a guitar player or another mandolin player and they're hitting that chord, just let the chord come slightly before you do that lick, right? And that's it. That's all the parts to Bittersweet Symphony by the Verve. It's a really fun song, and I think it sounds really great on the mandolin, especially if you're playing with another musician on the guitar or another mandolin player and a vocalist. It would sound really great. I hope you enjoyed that lesson, and if you did, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button down there in the lower right corner, and check out all of the links down below to help yourself and also help the channel to continue to go on into the future. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Mike DeJong, and this is RPM.